SFL Sunday continues here as we welcome you into Fatality Field as the defending champion Mexico City Aztecs travel into the home of the Arizona Scorpions. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike O'Neill, joined in the booth with my partner, DJ Kilgannon. We've got Justin Reside and Takeda Yuki in the stats truck, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine producing back at SFL HQ. DJ, Arizona not playing for a playoff spot, unfortunately, as they've been eliminated. What is Mexico City playing for tonight, as there is a chance that they can win the division tonight?
That is true, Mike. Mexico City, at the end of the day, they need a win like they do every single week. Their fate is in their hands. They need a win, and they need some other people to lose. Albuquerque and Houston going to be highlighted games for everybody in Mexico City to be watching. And Mike, when I look at this one, I see some really, really good offenses and some really, really good defenses. Mexico City, top 10 in both passing and rushing yards. Arizona, really good at stopping the pass. I think it's going to be a high key to see who's going to be able to pass against the other.
As Arizona is going to be receiving here, it's a beautiful night here in Arizona, and I got to tell you, these Scorpion fans, they love their football here in Arizona, and Mexico City is going to be a tough one to take on here tonight. So we're going to see that return come out of the end zone. Taking it up to the 26, and we're going to get a look at Ashley Jackson. Let's go ahead and introduce this Arizona offense, DJ. Ashley Jackson's under center. We've got Brad Jones and DJ Moses the second at halfbacks. Bismarck Wright at fullback. Donnie Hands, Buchanan Simons, Yale Montana, and TJ Punk are the wide receivers. Will Todd is the tight end. Patrick Kelly and Sean Crooked are the tackles. Kiara Storm, Kiara Sting are the guards, and Stan Clark is the center. So we're going to see Ashley Jackson here. She's going to hand off here. Nice little spin move, getting it up, only for about a gain of 1, but great job by the defense of Mexico City.
Yeah, John Osiris in there with the cleanup tackle has been very, very solid all season. That's going to be his 53rd tackle of his season.
So 2nd and 9 here. Ashley Jackson, they're going to go back to the ground game and stuffed at the line. Wow, coming in there is Max Jackson, and how about the safety coming down and playing the run?
Yeah, you talk about some safety help. Max Jackson was just sitting in that hole waiting for it to develop. The Hall of Famer has a nose for stopping the run. He just completely plugged the gap. Looked like a defensive tackle there.
We're going to see a bunch look here for Arizona. 3rd and 10. They got to make something happen. Roll out to the left. Ashley Jackson fires downfield, tries to look deep, and overthrows a receiver. Looking like she was trying to get it to number 88, TJ Punk there.
Yeah, Gerard Brody was in the coverage, and probably good that one wasn't right on the money, Mike, because, you know, it seemed like the coverage was really, really good by the corner.
So 3 and out is not what you want to see if you're an Arizona fan. And we're going to see Mexico City flip the field here and get a chance on offense.
And, you know, Arizona have a top 5 rushing attack on the ground, and you know, it's only one drive, but looks like Mexico City's kind of expecting them to run early and often.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they had game planned for it. So 1st and 10 here, we're going to get a look at the offense for Mexico City. Jordan Sipe under center, Jacob Morrison and Ray Bentley are the halfbacks. Buford Van Dam's the fullback. Jason Bartley, Jonas Adobe, No Terrazas, and Jared Dumas are the wide receivers. Bill Henry is the tight end. And we'll introduce the offensive line after this play as we get a little bit of motion from right to left. 1st and 10, Jordan Sipe firing across the middle. How about the dive and breakup from Crooked there? And what a great play there from the defense of Arizona.
Yeah, what an athletic play there. I think it was the inside linebacker who was able to make a diving play on it and get his big paw on it to be able to bat it down.
Yeah, I believe it was Sean Moore in there. 2nd and 10 here. We're going to see a receiver go in motion. That is Jared Dumas. Man coverage from Arizona showing on the defensive side. We're going to see Jordan Sipe roll out to the left, take the flat pass, and just unfortunately cannot hang on to it. Is number 47, Bill Henry. Let's go over the rest of this offensive line here. Over Yonda and Sitlamina Osilodal are the tackles. Greg Forrest and Talatoni Supremo are the guards, and Ogden Foundy is the center. 3rd and 10 here. Mexico City trying to make something happen here in Arizona, but this crowd is fired up right now. They want to stop on defense. Sipe getting pressured, Goes down with the sack. How about that? Number 55 getting in there, making it happen for Arizona. DD Sacks.
What a huge play there from DD Sacks to bring down Jordan Sipe. He gets around the edge and barely catches him before he's able to slip away. And with that sack, he's going to hit 90 on his career. What a huge time to hit it.
What a huge time to make a play, DJ. How about the pass rush from the defensive line there? And we know how good this Mexico City offensive line is, DJ. So for them to be able to get pressure like that this early is a great sign. And Cameron Irvine, you've already got a game update for us. What's going on?
Yes, I do, Mike. More of Bossier City. They had a 102-yard opening game touchdown on a kick return. This is Johnny Pickler to Vin Calia for the score. It's the Steamers pulling a big upset right now, 14-0, trying to help the Aztecs out. Plenty of time left in that one. Back to you.
The Mexico City fans are surely happy about that. Thank you, Cam, as we're going to see a run up the middle here. A good run there by number 25, DJ Moses, as we're seeing a good, probably, DJ, that might have been the longest run of the game so far.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, you know, and Arizona, they weren't running too well on that first drive, and Mexico City on the other side weren't running much of anything.
So 2nd and 5, we'll see a good push up the middle. Brad Jones trying to make a name, trying to pick up a first down, and 3rd and 1, another third down situation, DJ.
Yeah, you know, and this is looking a little bit more like Arizona. You know, they're getting space in the middle to run. Their offensive line producing space, the Red Sea doing what they're supposed to do, and with how they're running right now, I expect them to at least get a yard.
3rd and 1. Jackson's going to hand off. A nice little hurdle up the middle and a first down for DJ Moses, and Arizona is pretty happy about that one.
Certainly are, and, you know, going with 3 straight runs, and it gets them past the sticks. If you're able to continue that momentum, it's going to be really solid. It's going to quickly tire out that Mexico City defense.
So 1st and 10, we're going to see 2 tight ends on the line to the left of Jackson. She's got 2 wide receivers. They're going to go back to the run. This time it is bottled up. Number 40 comes in there. That's J.R. Lawless making a big play.
Yeah, huge play there. Able to shoot the gap and just completely demolish that one before it even began, stopping it behind the line.
And that was John Fowler on the tackle. John Fowler coming in. He's been really good for this Mexico City team. Jackson down the middle, caught. How about the play? TJ Punk in there. We saw her try and connect with him earlier on the deep shot and finds him here.
Yeah, finally able to make the connection with the big tight end, and that's what you want. Just a little bit of separation from your tight end, throw it over that front shoulder, and let him make a physical catch in the coverage. We saw the safety come down over the top to try and help as well, but, you know, just not much at all, especially with such a big target catching it.
1st and 10 again for Arizona. Little I-twins look. We're going to get a receiver in motion from left to right for Ashley Jackson. Making it a balanced formation. They're going to hand off up the middle, and Mexico City again ready for this run. DJ, let's introduce this defense for Mexico City here. The defensive ends are Evan Miller and Saron Yates IV. Chance Wall and Dan Tritz are the defensive tackles. John Fowler is the inside linebacker. Qualtzine Yolia and John Osiris are the outside linebackers. Gerard Brody, Liam Ryan, Merrick Itera are the corners. Jeffrey Daggs and Max Jackson are the safeties. And that is intercepted. How about the play by Qualtzine Yolia, the outside linebacker, really playing man coverage there and getting a pick for Mexico City.
Yeah, it was just as you were introducing her, she makes a huge play. Her first interception on the season in a very, very nice spot to highlight it. Going to give Mexico City really solid field position on this drive, right behind the 50. That's going to be the best they've had.
And that's one of the things, DJ, that we talk about you don't want to do with Mexico City. You cannot give them extra possessions.
Yep.
1st and 10 here. Arizona got to make something happen on defense. Broken tackle to the left side, only 3 yards, but you do not want to let this go any further if you're Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely not. And, you know, Chaz Blackwater, he's going to have the range to kick it from a decent bit away, his longest being 48 on the season. You can't let him get much past that 45 range, or he's going to get close.
2nd and 7 here. Jordan Sipe trying to make something happen for Mexico City. He's going to send a man in motion. That's, I believe, No Terrazas going in motion from the left to the right. Zone coverage from Arizona's defense, firing across the middle. How about the catch by Terrazas across the middle?
Yeah, a great catch and a great throw, Mike. You know, it just seemed to me like there was just a sea of those orange jerseys, but it was just such an on-target throw from Sipe. Oh, you see the linebacker trying to jump and make a play just out of range. That's just a super precise throw and a really nice job of being able to trust your receivers.
1st and 10 here. They're going empty on 1st down. Jordan Sipe looking to air it out a little bit more. Steps back in the pocket, fires to the left side, nearly intercepted. Wow, I believe it was 44 that had a hand on it.
Yep.
Unbelievable job by the defense.
Yeah, Everett Garrison unable to get that one. Would have been his first pick of the year, Mike, if he was able to hold on to that one. But just got to keep up with that same coverage. Don't let him have any room to breathe.
The 2nd and 10 here. Jordan Sipe going to roll out to his right. Fire to the right side, and that is covered again by Everett Garrison. It's been locked down so far, trying to go his way.
Yeah, and great coverage again. Mexico City, the 6th best offense in the league when it comes to their passing yards. You know they're going to want to throw the ball, and it seems like Arizona did a nice job of game planning for it, especially Everett Garrison. Whatever he's been doing all week, definitely paying off.
Absolutely. 3rd and 10. Arizona faking pressure up the middle. Jordan Sipe rolling out. It's got him, man, across the middle. Jared Dumas with the big catch.
Yeah, Dumas getting involved. Hasn't been too active in that receiving core. 265 yards coming into this game, but that one certainly gonna push that number up a little bit. A little levels concept. You have an inside receiver trying to draw the eyes of the linebackers forward, while you have Jared Dumas, the quick guy, go over the top of him and catch an easy completion.
1st and 10 again. It seems like we've been saying this a lot, DJ. Jordan Sipe in the pocket, flushing it out to the left side. He's got Henry. That's going to go down the sideline. Continues to go. How about the move, walking the tightrope at the end? Bill Henry is just making moves out there as a tight end, and that was a heck of a play.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a really athletic player there as you saw him kind of razzle-dazzle up the sideline, and a great block by 2 receivers there, giving him a little bit more room to work.
Unbelievable job scheming that one up. There was nobody around him, and he had room to run. That was an excellent play design from Mexico City. Let's see what they've got here. Our 1st and goal situation of the night. This is our first time either team's been into the red zone. Mexico City trying to come away with points on this. They need to get some points up quickly. They're going to flush it out to the left side. That's Bentley, and that is blown up at the line of scrimmage. Number 53, Adam Wiseman, coming in and making a tackle.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea there. Try and give it to your Hall of Fame running back and let him cook in the outside. But, you know, Arizona was just ready for it. They brought a couple heads to the football and brought him down.
Fatality Field is fired up right now. Looking for the end zone. How about the fade ball to the outside? What a play by Jason Bartley. Jordan Sipe put that one in the bucket.
Yeah, and what a throw. You see the corner shift his hips to try and get a better view of the quarterback while also staying in front of the receiver. Sipe maybe picked up on that and threw it as he was shifting those hips, so he really couldn't make a play back on the ball. That is so unfortunate. I believe that was Bartley who was able to get in there. Wow.
And it's not very often, DJ, that we see those little double moves inside of the goal line. In the SFL, we see a lot of runs in the goal line situations, right? We see a lot of running the ball. You'll see passes out to the flats. Mexico City getting a little risky there and trying to go with a little fade ball on the outside, and that time it paid dividends.
It did, and giving Bartley his 40th touchdown of his career with that one, and a really nice it's just one of those technical plays that looks so, it doesn't look like much, but that takes a lot of effort, a lot of scheming to get right.
Absolutely. So Mexico City, off the turnover, gets 7 points, and now We're going to see Arizona back out here. And Ashley Jackson, listen, she's been in this league for a long time. She's no stranger to the spotlight. They've had a lot of playoff appearances, and she knows how to handle pressure. Let's see what they can do here on this drive. 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers out. They're going to run the ball, go back to the run, DJ. Still not really going, not getting much production out of it.
Yeah, the offensive line not quite looking as they usually do. But, you know, to their credit, Arizona has a very strong defense, especially when it comes to stopping the run. Top 5 when it comes to rushing defense, and John Fowler is a big part of that, making that play there.
2nd and 11. Ashley Jackson going to roll out here. She's going to fire back, and what a nice ball to the outside there. I believe that was number 80 there on that. Yayo Montana.
Yeah, Yayo Montana making a nice catch there, and a really nice throw from Ashley, putting it to just where he can get it and able to push the sticks a little bit closer to the first down marker.
So 3rd and 4. Arizona needs to convert here to keep the drive alive. They're going to send a man in motion. That's Buchanan. Simons going from the right to the left. Jackson's got pressure on the left side, fires across the middle, and finds Yayo Montana again down the field. What a great throw by Jackson.
Yeah, connecting again, and that's just the, you know, those two, really nice chemistry between them, and just you see the linebacker in the middle shift just a little bit. You know, he even tried to go back and make the play. Just, you know, it's a hard play for a linebacker to make, and Ashley knows where to place those footballs to keep it just out of the hands of the backers, when we saw it there.
Yeah, and you talk about just having just enough air underneath that ball to make it to the 2nd level or past the 2nd level. 1st and 10 here. Ace look for the Scorpions. They're going to toss out to the right side, have a little bit of room. DJ Moses makes a spin move, but brought down at the line of scrimmage as number 43 gets in there to plug it. And that's Qualcino Leah with the interception earlier, coming in and making a play in the run.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, that one felt like so much given for so little earned. I mean, that was a tough run, bouncing off of blocks, trying to fight through them for a gain of nothing. That's got to be tough when you stand up and look where you're at.
2nd and 10, handing off up the middle, has a lane, but stuffed early. I'll tell you, Mexico City, I've been very impressed with how they've been playing the run gaps tonight. I mean, they've been really, really contained.
Yeah, and I mean, the linebacking core already for Mexico City put together has 8 tackles, 2 of them for loss and an interception. I mean, they're just playing at an all-star level.
Absolutely. Bunch set, 3rd and 10 here for the Scorpions. Mexico City showing a little bit of pressure in the A-gap here. As that's John Fowler creeping up to the line. They are going to send him. Ashley Jackson's going to roll out to the right side, and wow, overthrown. Maybe could have got away with a little PI there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a 4th down for the Scorpions.
I was thinking the same thing. It looked like Donnie Hands was trying to reach out and get a hand on it to pull it in, but, you know, maybe the defender was just, you know, maybe just in the way enough to, you know, kind of adhere the traffic, not allow him to get by him. But regardless, no laundry. The play was clean, and now they're going to give it back to Mexico City. And now, you know, if you're Arizona, you've got to make a stop here and ideally get a turnover and have yourself be on the other side of the field, because your offense seems to be struggling a little bit right now, Mike.
I think you hit the nail on the head. As you mentioned, though, Arizona does have a strong defense. Let's introduce that defense. Defensive ends are D.D. Saxon, Alex Constantine, Hunter Norwood, and David Tilley are the defensive tackles. Sean Moore is the inside linebacker. J.R. Lawless and Adam Wiseman are the outside linebackers. Xavier Rowe III, Terrell Davis, Ernest McCray Sr., and Everett Garrison are the corners. Rain Rie and Bernard Smith are the safeties, as Bentley is going to pick up a gain of 1 on that.
Yeah, and that was the Hall of Famer in the middle, Hunter Norwood, getting in there and making a play. And, you know, he has just been elite his entire career, Mike. I mean, such an illustrious career for him. I mean, Hall of Famer, clearly, but a nice play there.
That's going to do it for the end of the first quarter here. We welcome you guys back. We get a nice look here over Phoenix, Arizona, here home of Fatality Field. Coverage today brought to you guys by Dags Drone Works. Welcome back to Fatality Field here as we have a 2nd and 9 situation. We got some team stats here. So you guys see the total yards, 59 to 47. So they're going to Toss it out to the left side to Bentley, and that is going to be brought back in that 3rd and 10 situation.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like both defenses are, reading the run really well. And it is mid-90s out here, Mike. It is a hot one today in Arizona. Hot down on the field, and hopefully going to see some hot plays going forward.
3rd and 10 here. Arizona really needs a stop here. Fatality field going crazy right now, trying to get a stop. Jordan Sipe firing across the field, and that is caught. How about the play by number 10, Jason Bartley, getting in there and making something happen on a 3rd and long.
Yeah, getting another huge catch. We saw the touchdown previously, Mike, and getting another big one there. That one for about 13, I do believe, pushing them closer to that midfield mark.
1st and 10. Arizona does not want to keep giving up these first downs to Mexico City. Jordan Sipe rolling out to his right, quickly getting it out to Bill Henry. And how about Bill Henry? How good is he at walking the sideline, DJ?
Yeah, Mike, I mean, you stole the words right out of my mouth. He lives on the sideline. Every time he's there, just seems like he's in his natural environment, tight-roping across the line, avoiding tacklers. It just, I mean, if you saw him out there, I wouldn't have guessed he was a tight end.
2nd and 2. So we're going to see a heavier set here for Mexico City. They're going to toss it out to the right side. Good pursuit from the defense, but can't get there. Ray Bentley hitting the sidelines, taking it up for a good gain, and another 1st down for the Aztecs.
And there we go, finally seeing a run go for a good chunk. And who else but Ray Bentley gonna get that run to go? Ray Bentley been fantastic all year long. Top 6 in rushing yards coming into this game. And he has the 2nd longest run of his season.
Sipe across the middle, nearly intercepted. Sean Moore had his hands on it and is going to be very upset with himself. He didn't hold on to that one, DJ.
Yeah, I mean, they're linebackers for a reason, Mike. Unable to hold on to that one, trust you, I get it. I mean, so it feels like you're right there, and it just slips through your hands every time, made of bricks, I get it.
2nd and 10 here. Arizona wants another opportunity like they just had. Sipe's going to roll out to the right. Good protection down the middle, and how about, again, number 87 coming up with a play. I believe that's Jared Dumas with another big grab.
Yeah, like you said, another one. He had the big play earlier. And now Sipe reaching 90 passing yards on the game. 8 completions for him in that touchdown. Doing really, really well so far in this game. Has been pretty accurate. Hasn't thrown too many risky passes besides the one we saw the big dog Sean Moore just a second ago.
Sipe's got pressure, fires out to the left side, and how about Dumas again with another big grab to the left side, this time down the other sideline.
Yeah, breaking to the outside, and it was a really nice route. Really nice footwork there for Jared Dumas. Kind of, either the defensive zone was just playing a little bit too far back, or that's just how good that route was. One or the other. But he's finally starting to get a boatload of the passes here. He has the most receptions coming into on this game so far, and the most yards as well.
8 for 10 is Jordan Sipe of his last 10 attempts and a touchdown. They're going to toss it out to the left side. Ray Bentley so good at making things happen, but cannot outrun Moore out in the middle, and that is unbelievable leg work there by Sean Moore reaching to the outside.
Yeah, the big dog is going to chase you down, and he will make you pay. A big stiff arm there, but not much else after Sean Moore was able to make contact with him.
2nd and goal, heavy box here. Jordan Sipe's got to get it out. What a ball. What a play on the ball by number 37 getting in there. That was Ernest McCray Sr. getting a hand up on that.
Yeah, really nice athletic play there. He was a little lower than that route. Kind of seemed to be placed into the middle of the field on that defense, but did a really nice job of tracking the ball in the air, and while his back was to it, being able to jump, maneuver his body, and bat that one down away from the receiver.
So 3rd and goal, and they're going empty here, DJ. Jordan Sipe's got pressure coming. Dodges a sack, and how about the touchdown across the middle? Unbelievable. Bill Henry does it again. Touchdown for the Aztecs.
Yeah, Iron Man in the pocket, stone wall, he will not fall. Gets hit by the big defensive lineman, and he shrugs it off. Connects again with Bill Henry. This time, Mike, nowhere near the sideline. Could have set up a tent in the middle of that defense, and he catches it. He's going to score, making it a 2-possession ball game.
So just like that, Mexico City, pending the extra point, goes up 14-0 in the home of the Arizona Scorpions, which, need I remind you, DJ, is not an easy place to play. Arizona's very, very good in this stadium.
Yeah.
But how about the way they've done it, right? They've done it. They've both of these touchdowns have come off of passes from Jordan Sipe in the red zone and goal line situations.
Yeah, it's just, usually once you get to that part of the field, and especially when it's an offensive rushing attack that is good as Mexico City's is, maybe you expect them to switch it up to the run. But, they're doing a nice job of being adjustable. When the run doesn't work, they're okay with passing in that spot.
As we get here, 1st and 10. We're going to see Ashley Jackson again, and this has been so tough for Ashley Jackson. She's been so good. It's not been the season Arizona's wanted. See if they can continue trying to find some recent success here on this drive. Jackson going to toss out to the right side. They're going to stick with the run, and DJ Moses, as the rest of the night has been going, just cannot seem to make it happen. Cameron Irvine, you got a game update for us. What you got?
Thank you, Mike. Houston not going to make it easy on Bossier City. John Lakeman to Greg Corky into the end zone, and that game has been cut to a 7-point deficit, 17-10 Steamers just before the half. Back to you.
Thank you, Cameron. Good one over there. Two great teams in Bossier City and Houston. Jackson's got a clean pocket, fires downfield, and how about the ball over the top for Ashley Jackson, taking it all the way down the sideline. Buchanan Simons, go and get you some.
Oh my goodness, what a play on what has been a slower Arizona offense than we're used to seeing. Mike, Ashley Jackson goes ahead and pops the cork out of the wine bottle, attacks that one over the top, and what a beautiful throw to finally get some action down here in Arizona. And we're seeing a new shine of light maybe in the eyes of this Arizona offense.
What a play down the sideline. As we're going to see Ashley Jackson roll out to the right side, and how about this one? Donnie Hands getting a little bit of a hands action.
Yeah, getting tall, making that catch. And Mike, with those two completions, Ashley Jackson accomplishing a massive feat on her career with that completion. Going to push her to 45,000 passing yards on her career, the fourth quarterback to do so.
So 1st and goal situation for the Scorpions. Handoff up the middle, trying to get it just somewhere, and Brad Jones can't find anywhere. John Fowler's been so good at playing the interior run.
Absolutely has. He's just been a menace out there all game and all season, Mike. It just seems like every time I look at a ballot for Defensive Player of the Week, he's always up there, always making plays in the run.
Off to the left side. How about the dive into the end zone? DJ Moses putting some points up for these Arizona fans.
And there we go, sticking with the running game close to the goal line, and it pays off. Some great blocking from the receivers. You see Will Todd, TJ Punk, Buchanan Simons lead a red carpet into the end zone there for the running back, and wow, able to bounce back really well after the huge play from Ashley that put him close to the goal line, and wow, what a nice play there from Arizona.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, DJ, but this Arizona offense, what we just saw, I think that every team that has played Arizona this season has kind of been just on their heels waiting for that to happen.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's the Arizona that we've seen and we're accustomed to over the past few years and the past few seasons. Yep. That Arizona is the kind of Arizona that can turn 0 points into 7 points very quickly. And we've got a fumble. How about the pickup from Mexico City? The return man dropped it. And what a play. It was Dumas, who's been so good tonight, tried to make a spin move, get a little cute and dropped it. And Mexico City, his teammate has to recover and pick that one up. But that was a heartbreaker there, nearly, for Mexico City. We're going to see Jordan Sipe here starting from the 17 now.
I would say no harm, no foul, but I imagine you're going to go to the sideline and hear an earful from Ramos, Lynn, and Mike Daggs, respectfully.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 here. We just talked about Dumas. He's back out on the field. He just went in motion from the right to the left. Sipe's going to drop back. He's got a little bit of a pocket there. He fires out again. Bill Henry's been so good on these crossers, DJ. Picks up another first down for the Aztecs.
You know, and a lot of times in this league, especially, Mike, you look at your big tight end, and they get used in the middle of the field more often than not. But Bill Henry tonight, they're using the tight end on these short routes, and, you know, it's something maybe you see your slot guy do, you know, getting a short route and just letting him do what he can, but, you know, giving it to the big tight end in the spot is really working out for him.
It's almost like they're running these tight end leaks, where the tight end just leaks out, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sipe gonna hand it off up the middle, right? Bentley breaking a tackle, can't get, well, they're gonna say that he got one there. As number 37 gets in and closes the gap. I believe that was Ernest McCray Sr. making that tackle.
Yeah, and he had a big play himself earlier, able to bat a ball down and now getting involved in the run game.
Yeah, that was a touchdown saving play too.
Yeah, it was.
2nd and 9. We're gonna see a man go in motion from the right to left. That's Jason Bartley. Jordan Sipe gonna fire, looking for a quick ball, trying to get it to Terrazas. Similar to that touchdown we saw earlier, this time Arizona was over it.
Yeah, Xavier Rowe, the third in coverage there, just gave the receiver no room to breathe at all. You saw him, I mean, got tackled right as the ball was just even in range. Really nice defense.
3rd and 9. Arizona desperately needs a stop, and this fan desperately wants a stop as well. Interception, and how about the timing for the Arizona Scorpions? They drive downfield and then turn around and get a big, big interception when they need it. Bernard Smith, the strong safety, making things happen for the Scorpions.
Yeah, Bernard Smith getting his 2nd interception on the season. The strong safety making a huge play. And previously, Mike, we had talked about how maybe they need a turnover to put them close to the goal line. And, you know, on the other side of the field, give them maybe an advantage on this Mexico City defense. But now they have already scored. Then they got a turnover. Seems like maybe the momentum's shifting.
That it is. That's what it feels like here at Fatality Field, DJ. 1st and 10. Ashley Jackson, they're going to toss out to the left side. DJ Moses has a little more room than he's had all night. Picks up a great gain of 6 yards. And I'll tell you what, I'm sure Eddie Gage is happy about 6 yards on first down, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially against a defense like Mexico City and how well they've been playing tonight.
2nd and 4, heavier set again for Arizona. This time we're going to see number 88 go in motion, TJ Punk. We've seen a couple big grabs from him.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to hand off again, this time to Brad Jones up the middle. They're going to say it's 2 yards shy of the first down, and Jeffrey Daggs comes in to plug the run.
You know, now, Mike, I'm curious in this spot, you know, as someone who works in coaching, you know, with how they've been stopping the run, what do you think? You think you run here? You think you throw it in the air?
I'm just riding the momentum. I'm feeding the hot hand. I think DJ Moses has been really good. Let's see if they go back to him. And they will. They're going to pick up the first down. DJ Moses converting the chains, and this Arizona crowd is happy right now, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. And how could you not be? Your offense working really well. That Red Sea looking like they usually do, coming into their full form. The rushing game finally starting to pick up some momentum, and it's starting to look really good.
Toss out to the right side for Jackson. DJ Moses picking up an 8 on first down. Oh, that was Wright. Excuse me, Bismarck Wright. A little bit of trickery from the offense.
Yeah, and Bismarck Wright, the fullback, who has been tremendous. You know, he's been doing double duty playing in the SFLM and the SFL, and he's been phenomenal in the SFLM, bringing some of that talent up here into Arizona, where we know he can be a big part of this offense.
2nd and 2. Jackson going to hand off. This time it is DJ Moses. Shakes off a defender. Gets brought down by the second one, but another first down. And just like this, DJ, the scary part about this, so we reached the 2-minute warning here in Fatality Field. The scary part about this, DJ, is Arizona, you know, they've already shown they can take it over the top. They can throw it over the top. But now they're establishing the run, which is what they tried to do from the get-go. You got to think Mexico City's defense right now a little bit shaken up of what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jackson, hands off to Moses. Only a gain of 2 there.
And you know, the word momentum gets thrown around so much, Mike, but really at the end of the day, what is it? This is it. When you're seeing an offense start to play better than they have been previously, where they're getting pumped up and that energy shifts, this is it here.
Toss out to the left side. Brad Jones met at the line of scrimmage. Mexico City's defense was ready for those toss.
Yep, they were. They shifted. They saw the one to Bismarck right. They weren't going to let it happen again. They go back to it with Brad Jones and nothing. They bring a few extra defenders to shade to that outside, and they close the seal of the edge really well.
Jackson going to roll out here from the bunch formation, and how about the pressure from the defensive line? I believe that was the defensive end getting in there, and huge play from Mexico City's defense.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Alex Constantine who might have had the pressure there. And, it was pressure, but it would have been a sack if Ashley didn't throw that out. She got laid out as that ball came out of her hands.
And the kick is up and sails to the right. What a heartbreaker for Arizona, and the season of struggle continues.
Wow.
With the little mishaps. That is such an unfortunate thing. It is very rare that you see Cliff Allen miss in the SFL.
I mean, certainly, that was his first miss on the year, Mike, in the last game of the season. Oh, my goodness. I mean, we talked about how they're not playing for playoff implications, but you know dang well they want to play spoiler to Mexico City.
First and 10 here. Empty set for Mexico City. Arizona's defense trying to make something happen. Nearly an interception. And I'll tell you what, this defense of Arizona has suddenly started picking up on the things that Mexico City's liking to do. Mexico City might have to change up here as we're going to get a look at Jordan Sipes. Last 10 attempts, 5 out of 10, 62 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
Wow. And, it's certainly very even. I mean, had the one big play, had the one big mistake, and even 5 for 5.
Sipe gonna roll out to his right, and how about the ball? Putting it in the hands of Dumas, who had the fumble earlier on the kick return. Excellent throw by Jordan Sipe.
And Jared Dumas is really seeing a lot more involvement than we've seen for him in previous weeks. And, clearly it's a good decision. You throw it to him in a it's a trio of defenders. The 2 safety closed in on him as they saw the route developing, and the corner was still chasing him from behind. Just did a really nice job of being able to hold on to it.
First and 10. Sipes going to send the fullback in motion from the right to the left here. They're going to go handoff up the middle, and how about the run? I believe that was Jacob Morrison with the carry. So we're going to get our first timeout.
And Bernard Smith shot down from that safety spot. We saw the big interception from him earlier. Now getting involved a little bit in the run game. Shoots down, makes a nice tackle, and tries to limit that run the best he can.
We're going to see a defensive line shift from Arizona. Interesting, they got the defensive end. Looks like he's kicking out here. We're going to get motion from the right to the left. That's Jason Bartley on offense. As Jordan Sipe is going to roll out to his left. He's got some pressure, but quickly releases, getting it to No Terrazas, and we got another timeout.
Yeah, and we're going to see another one there. Certainly going for it all. They want to shut out the field goal that Arizona was able to produce and almost make it feel like it didn't even matter. Because if they're able to get in field goal range, kick one up and make it, or they miss the field goal, excuse me. That was just Cliff's so automatic, it's like.
It is rare that he misses.
Yeah, exactly. It's implanted that he made it.
Sipe out to the right side, wide open is Bentley, and makes a nice little move and rides the sideline. How about the walk in the tightrope on the sideline?
Yeah, he's taking some notes on his sticky notes on the sideline, watching Bill Henry work the sidelines. Ray Bentley, a Hall of Famer, out there looking young again. Putting on his ballerina shoes, dancing on the sideline. That's a huge run, and now Mexico City just outside the 20. I mean, they're certainly in range to get 7. If not, would be a layup of a field goal.
How about the ability to get out of bounds? Having the smarts to get out of bounds instead of having to use another timeout. Jordan Sipe gonna roll out to his right here. 1st and 10, finds a man, and what a play by the safety coming in. He was trying to get it to Jonas Adobe, but the safety for Arizona just said, no, thank you.
Yeah, Rain Rie made a huge hit on the pass catcher there to be able to bat that ball down. And, you know, it's one of those instances where you just kind of aim your helmet towards where the ball is going to be and you punch it out at the last second.
2nd and 10, heavier set here. They're going to toss out to the right. Good pursuit from Arizona. Coming in and shutting it down is Ernest McRae Sr. We're going to get another timeout.
Yeah, and able to drag him down and play cleanup. J.R. Lawless was the first to meet him there. Slowed him down just enough for the corner to be able to make it to the outside. And they're not going to play any games, Mike. They're going to go ahead and kick up the field goal. Let's see if it's good.
We get a attempt here for Chaz Blackwater, and that's going to be good. We're going to see Mexico City go up 10-7 in a game that, I'll be honest, DJ, started out a little lopsided and then kind of balanced itself out with the momentum swing from Arizona. But now you kind of feel like Mexico City's getting back on track.
Yeah, you know, certainly it seems maybe I wouldn't say after the field goal miss because, you know, the offense kind of grinded to a halt at the end there. But Mexico City maybe just planting their foot down and just trying to take control back over this game.
We're going to see a return here with the last few seconds. What a move there, getting to the outside, nearly making a play. TJ Punk trying to give Mexico City a little heart attack.
It certainly did. I mean, I can only imagine it brought up the beats per minute of a few coaches there on the sideline.
Unbelievable effort there as we have reached halftime here at Fatality Field in Arizona. And man, DJ, you got to give it to me. Break it down for us. What are you feeling about this first half?
And, you know, it seems to be a battle of solid defenses right now. You know, Mexico City, whenever they're showing up, their linebacker core is performing exceptionally, has 15 tackles as a unit, 2 for loss and a pick going towards them. However, you look at the defensive back core for Arizona, they've been able to knock down quite a few close catches that should have been caught, 5 pass deflections, between the unit and the interception, of course, for Bernard Smith. I think, you know, at the offense of Arizona, maybe try and take some more deep shots. We saw Ashley Jackson make one, maybe just go for another.
Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Breaks GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot of winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collection on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. So we're going to welcome you guys back to Fatality Field. Mike O'Neill, DJ Kilgannon, as we get a good return from Mexico City here, and we're going to get another look at these team stats. How about this? This has been a close one, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely has. And, you know, you look at Mexico City with the lead they have. Excuse me. Look at Mexico City with the lead they have, and maybe you'd think it's be a little bit more lopsided, but Arizona has been holding their own.
Yeah, and they found a little bit of rhythm in their offense. We'll see what they do when they get the ball back here. Their defense has been pretty good tonight. 1st and 10 for Mexico City. Jordan Sight back under center. Nice little draw play, and all over it is the defensive line. That's Hunter Norwood, the Hall of Famer, getting in there and plugging it up.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been really solid for them and gets another tackle there. And it, 3 yards with how this offensive line for Mexico City has been holding up is solid. As soon as he hit him, he was able to drag him down, just unable to provide much forward pressure.
2nd and 7, Sipe handing off up the middle. This time forcing his way into a first down is Jacob Morrison, who's been so good with his opportunities he's had this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing what he can when he's given the opportunity to, absolutely.
1st and 10. Arizona's defense does not want to be on the field for this long. They're going to go with another draw here, and this time, Ray Bentley getting stopped after a gain of 1.
A pair of tacklers there, Adam Wiseman and Sean Moore, able to bring him down on the edge. And if they're able to help and continue to seal that edge, if the linebackers are able to continue playing a big part and be able to continue stopping the run.
Sipe with a handoff to the right side. It's Jacob Morrison. It's going to be a 3rd down situation for Mexico City. And DJ, you got to think, if you're Eddie Gage, if you're the coach right now for Arizona on defense, 3rd down, this is a big one. You want to change the tide of momentum, and Arizona's going to show some pressure. Has some, and the interception! Arizona taking it back the other way, all the way down the sideline. Everett Garrison with nearly a pick 6 spins and gets knocked out of bounds at the 1. What a play by Mexico City, but how about the interception from Everett Garrison?
Oh my goodness, Mike. I would have bet he was in the end zone. What an athletic play to be able to snag that one-handed. And he takes it the other way. Garrison, wow, what a play. I'm just in shock. That was such a nice athletic play. Unfortunately, unable to, cross the goal line. But oh my goodness, bringing it down to the 1, and you talk about good field position off of turnovers. It doesn't get better than that.
Ray Bentley chasing him down. Apparently Ray Bentley plays defense too. Arizona on the Mexico City 1, hands it off up the middle, slammed at the line of scrimmage, brought down as DJ Moses. And let the anxiety begin as we get a look at Jeffrey Daggs.
Yeah, and Garrison, that was his first interception of the season, Mike.
Unbelievable. That's a highlight reel play all day.
Yeah.
2nd and goal here. Arizona. This crowd wants a touchdown. They're going to hand off to the left side, and how about the... No! Oh, my God, they're going to say he got it!
He's in.
Brad Jones with a diving effort, but Mexico City's defense is out here hitting tonight.
Oh, my gosh. It looked like a car crash out there, Mike. One dove at the other, and it was just a battle of titans, and let's get another look at it. Right at the goal line, but they give Brad Jones the upper hand and say that ball crossed, but we're going to see the challenge flag fly.
Yeah. Mike Daggs and Ramos over there in Mexico City are looking at this, and they're saying, no, Jeffrey, our guy, made that stop. That's what they're looking. We're going to get a retroactive look here. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com.
Well, that ain't going to help.
That is not a good view, DJ. It's not.
I think he's short.
Wow. Mexico City wins the timeout. And the mishaps continue for Arizona. This season has not been one to remember for Arizona. And 3rd and goal, you've got another opportunity. Ashley Jackson, you've got the leaders on this team, have to pick up the morale. They have to say, let's keep fighting through it, persevere, endure. Let's score a touchdown right here for this home crowd. 3rd and goal here. Heavy set. They're going to get another chance. Hands off up the middle. Stopped at the line. Jeffrey Daggs again. 2 goal line stops back to back.
3rd and a millimeter, Mike, and DJ Moses unable to punch that one in. Oh, he was so close to the line, and I would bet my house, my truck, my everything that Cliff Allen isn't going to miss this one, and thank goodness. But I mean, missed the one earlier. He's not going to miss that.
Arizona, off of an
What a drive.
interception from Everett Garrison that nearly goes into the end zone. Thankfully, Ray Bentley from Mexico City, Ray Bentley makes the tackle, keeps him out of the end zone, and then Mexico City gets 3 goal line stops back-to-back to force Arizona to kick a field goal from the 1-yard line. You tell me that's not deflating for a team.
Yeah, you can look at the drive summary alone. That was a 4-play drive, Mike, for 0 yards.
Unbelievable.
And all you had to do was gain a yard, a half a yard even, to be able to punch it in, and you just couldn't do it.
Unbelievable. Now, here's the thing. As much as we like to talk about, the unfortunate situation that Arizona has been in tonight with just little things, DJ, they also have so much experience at persevering and getting through these things. They're one of the best teams in the league at being able to persevere and make things happen. They can at any point hurt you. We're going to see a handoff up the middle with Ray Bentley. Apparently the two-way player from Mexico City picking up 2.
Yeah, and I could see maybe Ray Bentley going to play some safety and then also running back on the other side. But who would do that? Who's crazy enough to do that?
So Arizona does get the field goal, making it a 7-point game here. Arizona's defense trying to make something happen. Across the middle is Dumas again, who's been eating in the middle of the field, DJ.
Yeah, certainly has. And again, continuing what's, a career night for him, really. And, getting another huge completion, making it 5 for him. And, he's got to be stoked with this performance.
1st and 10 here. We've seen Arizona with the turnovers. We know that it can happen. Mexico City scheming some great plays up on offense, though. This time, how about the lob? And oh, no, he was out of bounds. Jordan Sipe put a little too much air on it, and Mexico City's challenging that. I thought that was in, DJ.
Yeah, it certainly looked close, and, they're getting itchy for those challenges now. You have them, why not toss them?
So we're going to get another retroactive look at this. Presented by Retroid. And let's see, Sipe fires it off here, and that's a great throw nonetheless, but yeah, that's in. That's in. Great catch on the sideline from Mexico City. That was Jonas Adobe.
Yep.
So Mexico City, 2 for 2 now on these challenges. And again, as you can see, the coach for Arizona over there just not happy. Not happy. I mean, there's so many little things, and Arizona is right here in the thick of this game right now. 17-10 right now. 6:21 left in the 3rd quarter. There's plenty of time for football. Jordan Sipe, though, just delivered a beautiful throw. Jonas Adobe. And a 1st and 10 look here. Jordan Sipe back under center. They're going to go with the draw again. Closed up by the Arizona Scorpions defensive line, and Sean Moore getting in there.
Yeah, and involving himself again and stopping the run. It feels like every play he's either swarming to the football with his Scorpion brother in, or he's the one making the big play. Just getting really involved.
Stipe got a fire downfield. Dumas tries to make a play, and how about the coverage there? Everett Garrison has been so good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, who else, Mike? Everett Garrison. We saw him make arguably the biggest play of the game with that interception. Of course, didn't turn into 7, but another big play there, shutting down what would have been a 1st down and then some.
The 3rd and 9 here. Arizona, this crowd's getting loud, trying to make something happen for this Arizona Scorpion team. Mexico City's going empty. They're going to try through the air, and what a play. Jonas Adobe picks up the 1st down. Drop it into a bucket is Jordan Sipe.
Yeah, and after that catch, Mike, every receiver / tight end for Mexico City now has 2 catches. Jordan Sipe, doing a really nice job spreading the rock around between his pass catchers, and a beautiful throw, able to needle nose that one in between a handful of Arizona Scorpions.
So 1st and 10 here, bunch look. Jordan Sipe's gonna roll out to his left, fire across, and gets a receiver. This time it's Jason Bartley getting in on the action.
Yeah, Bartley again. It's like they have a carousel, Mike, of just such good pass catchers that they can go to at any given moment. And you see the levels there again. Sean Moore takes a few steps down to try and help cover that drag. And as soon as Sipe sees that, he throws it over the top of him. You can kind of see Sean Moore try and make a jump for it, but that first few steps kind of just is what cooked him.
1st and 10 here, empty. Arizona sending some pressure, and what a great coverage play. Bernard Smith getting in there. They're trying to get Ray Bentley to play a little bit of every position tonight, apparently.
Yeah, certainly are trying to get, another skill position player involved in the pass game.
2nd and 10. In the red zone here, Mexico City looking to go up 2 scores. They're going to send Bill Henry in motion from the right to the left, and he's been great tonight with his opportunities. 2nd and 10, Jordan Sipe, clean pocket, fires down to the left side, one-on-one coverage overthrown. No Terrazas, just overthrown, lockdown on the outside.
Yeah, great coverage indeed. Xavier Rowe III was there, and maybe, that's what is led to trying to throw that one over the shoulder of the receiver, and he tries to jump up and make a play, but maybe a little bit of contact from the corner makes him unable to haul it in, and now it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Sipe and these Aztecs.
Xavier Rowe III getting a little payback after that touchdown earlier. 3rd and 10. No Terrazas. In motion from right to left. Jordan Sipe has got a clean pocket. He's getting a little bit of pressure, though, and how about the interception? We talk about payback, and Xavier Rowe III puts it on the board for Arizona, getting a turnover.
Pays it back in full. Mike, call him a loan shark. He finally gets his back, picks that one off in the end zone, and they went to the well just one too many times. They try and fire it to No Terrazas, who it seemed like has been the matchup for Xavier Rowe in this game, especially when it comes to the red zone, and finally Xavier Rowe had one go his way.
1st and 10 for Arizona. 3 turnovers tonight for the Scorpions, or takeaways, as E.J. Moses gets a nice run for 6, and Cameron Irvine, please give my voice a break. What do you got for us?
You guys are never going to believe this catch. Watch this catch from Greg Corky in between all these steamers in the end zone. 31-24, Bossier City leads, 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Houston's trying to get a stop and get the ball back. They're down 7.
Thank you, Cam. Boy, I tell you, we got some good football on tonight, as we're going to see Brad Jones up the middle. 3rd and 4 situations, and Jeffrey Daggs. How good is he, DJ?
Insanely, gotta say, Hall of Famer for a reason, closing in on 100 tackles in this game, has 92 coming into it.
3rd and 4 here. 2 tight ends to the left of Ashley Jackson. 1 wide receiver out each side. They're going to go with a run. DJ Moses cannot pick up the run here for the 1st down, and Max Jackson getting a little action in there, stopping the 1st down, and that's got to hurt for Arizona not being able to capitalize after the turnover.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but, I mean, you got to try and look at it from a glass half full perspective. You're not able to, get down and make any points, but you shut them down when it came to the red zone offense. Try and keep that defensive momentum going. Try and get the ball back as soon as possible and keep them away from the red zone.
So we saw some great punt coverage there from Terrell Davis. 1st and 10 here. Mexico City, Jordan Sipe back under command here under center, and they're trying to go up. They're trying to increase this margin a little bit more. They're going to hand off to Ray Bentley, and how about the shoulder charge? Picking up only 3.
I mean, that's just a car wreck if I've ever seen it. Bentley versus Sean Moore, and Bentley won that fight. My goodness, what a hit.
2nd and 7. Let's see if they stick with the ground game. Sipe gonna hand off up the middle. Jacob Morrison bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Coming in and making the play is Bernard Smith with a tackle.
Yeah, getting involved again, and he is leading the entire game when it comes to tackles right now.
And you hear the defense chant here in Phoenix. Third down efficiency, you see it at the top of the screen. Jordan Sipe gonna roll out to his right, fire downfield, and that is nearly intercepted twice by the same player. Bernard Smith tipped it up to himself and then dropped the second attempt. But nonetheless, Arizona gets a big third down stop.
Yeah, the tip drill to no avail. And, you know, a part of what we talked about, Mike, going into that drive was making sure Mexico City doesn't get into the red zone. How about don't even let them across the 50-yard line, Arizona? Really nice stand defensively, and they certainly kept that defensive momentum going.
We're going to see TJ Punk. We've seen some good returns from him tonight, but starting from the 19, now Arizona gets the ball back. DJ, put your coaching hat on for a second, okay?
Yeah.
If you're Arizona, you've had ups and downs with the run tonight. What are you doing whenever you come back out here in this drive?
You know, I said it going into the half, Mike. I said we saw Ashley Jackson make a big play previously. She can take the lid off of the jar of Mexico City, give full faith in your girl, and let her do it again.
And we'll see what she decides to do here on 1st and 10. Two tight ends to the left. Looking like they're going to stick with the ground game. And no, they're going to take a page out of your book. And that's unbelievable pressure from the right side. Ashley Jackson goes down. Max Jackson, the safety, was too quick around the outside.
Yeah, getting his third sack of the season is Max Jackson. His 9th in the career for a safety is pretty impressive, gotta say. And a huge spot to get it in. You know, maybe shake Ashley up a little bit, make her a little nervous in the pocket if you can continue that pressure.
The 2nd and 15 here. Ashley Jackson gonna go back to the air, has a receiver. Great play there from Yayo Montana, picking up nearly the first down. 3rd and 1 is much more manageable for Arizona.
Certainly is, and that's a name that, you know, I don't know about you. I've been waiting to call a little bit. It's been a while since he's gotten involved. Yayo Montana gets his 3rd catch on his 3rd target, has about 35 after that catch. Now you just need one, maybe sprinkle in that run game again.
And they do. DJ Moses up the middle, picks up the first down, and now Arizona can start to get some momentum. They just had to remind this defense that they could still throw it if they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. Moses getting involved again there on the short running scenario. About 45 for him on the game with his touchdown previously.
So 1st and 10 here. Empty set here for Arizona. Ashley Jackson. They're looking to get aggressive downfield here. Clean pocket, fires across the middle. What a catch there. Donnie Hands was wide open in the middle.
He was indeed getting his 2nd catch there as Mr. Hands. And now Ashley's getting fired up. You can kind of see it. And you have the two crossing routes going across the middle of the field. And Mike, they were really both open for a good bit there. The middle of that defense kind of just gave way for those two receivers to completely just pave their own path.
So you're going to look at Ashley Jackson's number 7 for 11. She's been accurate, DJ. Had the one interception, though. 1st and 10 here. 2 wide receivers to her left. She's got a tight end on the line. They're going to go hand off. Nice run up the middle by DJ Moses and Cameron Irvine. You got another game update for us. What we got?
Houston down by 7, no timeouts. This for the tie from John Lakeman. Lakeman drops to throw and is picked off by Gunny McGuire. Bossier City halts the Houston win streak. They're taking knees. It's a wrap. Steamers win 31-24.
Thank you, Cam. Unbelievable job by the Bossier City Steamers as we see a run plug from Brad Jones here. On the 3rd down situation, it's crazy what's going on. Houston's been on a roll for Bossier City to get a stop there. That's a big stop for the Steamers.
Yeah, certainly is. And I know Mike Daggs is smiling right now seeing that game fall through. Makes it easier, makes it closer to being able to win the South.
Welcome back here to Fatality Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Mexico City's had a good run so far. Arizona catching some momentum. They've had a little bit of struggles, ups and downs, but they're getting on the right path. And let's be honest, this is still a one-score game. As we see the snap here from Ashley Jackson, handoff up the middle, fighting for a first down. They're going to call it 4th and inches. Decision time. Jeffrey Daggs has been the nail in the side here for Arizona tonight in the run game.
And they go for it. Oh, yes, here we go. I love the decision, Mike. I don't know about you.
Getting aggressive here. Welcome to the 4th quarter, 4th and inches. Let's start it off hot. Ashley Jackson under center, tossing out to the left side. And how about the room for Brad Jones? Getting all the way down there. A little bit of trickery for Arizona. Brad Jones puts a big one out here for Arizona. And Max Jackson with the tackle. Touchdown saving tackle.
I love the risky play call there, Mike. Anytime previously we saw that same pitch happen, Mexico City shut it down. Arizona adjusts. They see the box get packed for Mexico City, and they take advantage of it. Taking advantage of that outside, sealing it really well with blocks, and it gives them plenty of room.
1st and 10 here. Ashley Jackson handoff. DJ Moses got some room on the outside there. 2nd and 4 now for the Scorpions, and this crowd is loving the way it's looking right now. Jeffrey Daggs is not.
And DJ Moses, with that rush, pushing him to 14,000 rushing yards in his career. He's going to be the 7th running back ever to get to that feat.
The 2nd and 4. Handing off up the middle. Brad Jones trying to find some room. They're going to call 3rd and inches, so we're going to get another inches situation here. And DJ, do they go back to that toss?
You know, I think here they're gonna. Let's see the formation first. Let me try and sound smart. No, I think they're gonna hand it off up the middle.
All right, 3rd and inches here. Let's see what they decide to do. You called it, partner. DJ Moses wigging and weaving in between and picking up a first down. And this Arizona crowd is loving it right now. This 4th quarter is starting out hot for the Scorpions.
Yeah, and you know, the run game, you know, we talked about how you want to try and get Ashley involved. They did, which, you know, getting her involved, getting some nice completed passes is just going to help your run game produce even more.
Brad Jones breaking a tackle, hitting the outside. Gets stopped 2 yards shy of the first down. And Brad Jones, man, he has been the one to kind of come onto the scene, making things happen.
Yep, certainly has. And, you know, it just feels like every time he touches the ball, and there's Bismarck laying some blocks out front for him, helps him break off of that one and get a little bit more room to run there. It just seems like every time he touches it and, you know, he just gets a little bit of daylight, you know, some special stuff happens.
2nd and 2. Arizona trying to punch it into the end zone here to tie the game up. Ashley Jackson going to hand off up the middle. And DJ Moses fighting into the end zone, and he gets in! Arizona is putting it up on the board. This game is about to be tied.
And DJ Moses, the running game, the Red Sea parting for him. DJ Moses barrels over the defender, and he's going to tie it up with an extra point for Arizona. And as Brandon Walters once said, Arizona stings back.
Unbelievable drive by Arizona. Starting out with what you said, DJ, just getting the passing game a little bit more involved, opening up the run game, and it's amazing how it works wonders. Mexico City's defense didn't really know what to do, and then that started opening up the run game and the running lanes for Brad Jones and DJ Moses, right? Unbelievable job. We've got a tied ball game here in Phoenix, Arizona. Make sure you guys smash that like button for us. Ending the kickoff here. Mexico City, we get to see Jordan Sipe back under center.
I mean, you know, Mike, with just how they started off the game really hot and just firing on all cylinders, only 3 points since their original 2. I mean, you got to try and get something going.
Absolutely. A line shift on the defensive front for Arizona. Empty set here for Mexico City, which has been kind of dangerous for him. Firing across the middle. Caught by Bill Henry. Nearly intercepted. That could have gone either way, DJ.
I certainly thought Adam Wiseman just knocked that one out of the park. I certainly thought it was in his hands. I don't know about you, partner.
2nd and 3. Heavy set. We see another line shift. I think they're seeing something down there on the defensive line. They're sending pressure that way, and it didn't work. Ray Bentley down the left sideline trying to get down. What a play by the Mexico City Aztecs. And Arizona sent pressure from the opposite way, and it was perfectly timed for Mexico City.
Yeah, just great play calling there, and maybe it was adjusting at the line or maybe just predicting what was going on. But who else other than your Hall of Fame halfback to get your offense moving strongly? That's certainly got to generate some momentum if you're Mexico City.
1st and 10. Jordan Sight back under center. No line shift this time, DJ. They are trying to send some pressure. They back it off. Firing downfield. Bill Henry again with a big, big catch whenever Mexico City needs it.
Yeah, and again, getting involved in the middle of the field. We saw it earlier on his touchdown, and that time gets plenty of the way down the field, and that's how we see a tight end get more traditionally used. Those catches right between the safeties and holding on to it as you get brought down. Talk about momentum. Mexico City already passed the 50.
Yeah, they're moving, and we're going to get a look at Jordan Sipes' last 10 attempts here. 5 for 10, 74 yards, 1 pick. He is trending in the right direction, and how about that for a deep ball? Down the side, Jason Bartley with a bucket catch.
And Sipe continuing to split the load for his pass catchers. You know, you got 3 catches for Bartley on that one, and, you know, he has a really nice QBR and a good completion percentage, 56.8 with 21 completions going into this next play.
1st and 10, inside the red zone, Mexico City. Jordan Sipe fires out to the left side. No Terrazas breaks a tackle, makes a move, and tries to shake off a defender there, but Arizona was all over it. That could have been 6, DJ.
Definitely could have been. Maybe if, you know, Terrazas was able to keep some of that momentum north rather than south, would have seen a little bit more production, but had to come back up from the route they took down and had to try and make forward progress.
Crowd's getting loud. Ray Bentley trying to make something happen. Blown up. 3rd and 5 here. Mexico City's got a decision to make. Arizona holding them to 3 here would be huge for the Scorpions.
Yep, it would. I don't know about you, Mike. I think they should try and throw it.
They've been successful down here. 3rd and 5. Jordan Sipe got to make something happen. He's got pressure, firing to the left side, and one-on-one. No, Terrazas cannot come up with it. How good has Xavier Rowe been in coverage since the touchdown?
Yeah, since the touchdown, he has been playing at an elite level, absolutely. In Arizona, going to be able to hold them to 3, and if they're able to go back the other way and put some 7 up, they're going to hold Mexico City. But if Mexico City holds out, we're going to see them win the South.
Just like you just said, partner, Mexico City, this just in, win the South Division with the win. And they just increased their odds a little bit. 3 points going ahead here. Unbelievable. 4th quarter, we're gonna get a good ending here, DJ. I've got a feeling.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Arizona previously on the season had a very, very close game against one of the other best teams in the league in Vancouver. Now, trying to play upset to Mexico City. The lowest they can be in the playoffs is going to be that 8th seed, I should say.
Short kick here. That is dangerous. You do not want to give Arizona easier field position. That is rough. They are going to start from the 30, but if you're Mexico City special teams, I would be advising trying to kick it into the end zone every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ashley Jackson here. We've seen some great throws tonight, DJ.
We have.
We've seen some great plays on offense. Explosive through the air, but it always leans off the run. Let's see what they decide to do here as we get a look at the team stats. 351, 240 total. Passing, 311 yards for Mexico City. DJ Moses bottled up, caught behind the right tackle, and John Fowler, we haven't said his name in a while, comes up and makes a hit.
Yeah, really big play there from him. And, You know, Arizona wanting to do what worked previously, try and running it, get their momentum going. I think you got to try and pass it and get a big play to try and let it warm up a little bit before you start running it.
Let's see what they decide to do. 2nd and 10 here. 2 tight ends on the line to the right. Ashley Jackson gonna listen to you. She's got pressure. She's going down in the backfield. Evan Miller with the sack.
Evan Miller making it just a bit harder for Arizona going forward. You saw the tackle for a gain of nothing previously. Then Evan Miller makes a huge play getting past the Red Sea, and something you don't see too often. Ashley Jackson on her back.
3rd and 16. Ashley Jackson's got to make something happen here. Arizona Scorpions, this crowd is wild right now. They want a first down. Arizona trying to play spoiler for Mexico City. Ashley Jackson's gonna roll out to the left side, fire, and what a catch! What a catch by TJ Punk, making the falling catch over the first down marker.
The Punk Show getting involved. Ashley Jackson sits well in the pocket and fires a dart to TJ Punk. He's got to fall down to catch it, Mike, but what a beautiful throw. Throwing it that low makes it so the safeties can't put a hit on you. No risk of knocking it out. It's clean downs now.
1st and 10 here. Ashley Jackson gonna stick to the air. She's got some time. She's got a receiver down the left side. And how about Punk again on the other side of the field?
It is about time they put some faith into AJ Stryker. Getting her involved. She's slinging them down the field and finds another open receiver. They're pushing it close to the 40 and 40 more yards to go, and they'll put 7 up if they're able to continue this momentum, Mike.
And I'm going to be honest with you, DJ. I would slow things down a little bit here, right?
Yeah.
You were in what's called a 4-minute offense. We're going to get a look at Ashley Jackson's last 10 pass attempts. 8 of 10, 155 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. She's been really accurate. But I would slow it down because you're in 4-minute territory. If you get a touchdown, you win the game, right? Let's see what they're going to do. They do go with the run game up the middle. Smart play. They hand it off to DJ Moses, picking up 4, keeping that clock running. And now Mexico City, they've got to get a stop. And it looks like Arizona's going to run this to the 2-minute warning.
You know, and we talked about how you should try and get your pass game involved before you try and just rely on the run completely. Because once your pass starts working, then they're going to sit on it and wait. Now your run game can cook.
We reached the 2-minute warning. We've got a good one here in Arizona to cap off the regular season. Mike O'Neill, DJ Kilgannon here in the booth, and we have been very fortunate with this game tonight. Ashley Jackson, they are going to go with the run again. DJ Moses has a little bit of room, and now the clock is ticking, but it seems like Arizona, they really feel comfortable with where they're at in the rhythm.
Yeah, certainly, and this one is scary because they've ran it a few times in these scenarios, and it looks like they might again, Mike. They just can't go to that pitch. Looks like Mexico City's expecting it.
No, they're going to throw. Ashley Jackson here firing down the field. What a catch! What a catch! Donnie Hands climbing the ladder and setting up a 1st and goal for the Scorpions. Wow!
Donnie Hands staying up to his name. Hands with glue on him with that catch. Goes off the top shelf and pulls that one down. We're just outside of a minute, Mike, and they're inside the 10.
1st and goal inside of the red zone. Arizona Scorpions, this crowd has been delivering just a great presence in Fatality Field tonight. 1st and goal. Ashley Jackson toss out to the right side. DJ Moses bottled up. Max Jackson. Wow.
Don't hate it. I don't hate it, Mike. I don't know about you. The pitch has worked sometimes, and they try and get it involved there. I mean, you don't have many opportunities to slip up, and keeping it on the ground takes that interception risk out of the equation, and from where they are, it's 3.
35 seconds and counting, folks. 2nd and goal. 2 tight ends on the line. They're sending motion from left to right. Ashley Jackson making it a balanced formation now. Max Jackson's covering the motion man. Ashley Jackson gonna hand off up the middle. He's got some room, and what a play! Oh, stopped! The Third and goal, they're going. Hurry up, this is at the 1-yard line. This feels like history repeating itself. Can Arizona break the curse tonight? Ashley Jackson firing to the outside. Broken up, and it stops the clock, DJ. It stops the clock.
Oh, Mike, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're not on the edge of of your seat right now, if you haven't hit that like button, where are you? Are you awake?
Smash that like button. This crowd's getting wild. Arizona might pull the upset here. 4th and goal on the 1-yard line. 8 seconds left. Ashley Jackson rolling out. Touchdown. Arizona put it on the board. Will Todd.
Will Todd wills Arizona to a touchdown in the red zone. They're going to break the hearts of the Aztecs. My goodness, Mike, they score.
What a play from Arizona. Ashley Jackson delivering a dart to Will Todd. What a play from the Scorpions. Unbelievable. DJ, they struggled tonight with some bad luck. They struggled. They had the missed field goal from Cliff Allen. Yeah, they had the missed field goal. They had the non-capitalizing off of turnovers. Everything was going against them. The 3 goal line stops in a row, resulting in having to settle with a field goal, and Arizona climbs back into it in Fatality Field for their fans in the last game of the season, upsetting, pending a 5-second pending,
Oh my
potentially
goodness.
upsetting the defending champs.
Mike, I can't believe it. I mean, there's still a chance. There always is. Crazier things have happened, but as of now, Arizona did it.
Jordan Sipe, this one is it. Downfield.
It's done.
Caught. Arizona pulls off the upset victory at home. Mexico City is not winning the South Division. How about the play from the Scorpions, DJ?
Mike, I'm just in shock. And what a pleasure to see us, for us to get to watch that game, get to call that game. I can't believe it. And we see, this is what I've been waiting for all season, Mike. Ashley Jackson playing at her best. This is what we know of her. Showing up in big moments, playing the best football we've seen of her all season. And they just did it.
And it's
They
important to
shot
note,
down the
DJ,
Aztecs.
it's important to note the South can still be won by Mexico City.
Yeah.
Albuquerque wins with an Albuquerque win. Mexico City wins if Albuquerque loses.
Yep.
The most interesting division in SFL football is coming to a close. It's been interesting all season, and we finally have a coin flip here.
Yep.
If Albuquerque wins, they take it. If Mexico City, or if Albuquerque loses, Mexico City are the champions of this division. Final thoughts, DJ.
I mean, just such an amazing matchup. All the defenses were firing. Ashley Jackson showed up when it mattered. Everyone fired on all cylinders, and as the Aztecs hate that this is not in their hands, whether they're going to win the division or not. They just got to hope Albuquerque loses.
Well, that is going to do it for us, for Mike O'Neill, for DJ Kilgannon, for Justin Residon, Takeda Yuki, and Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. Good night, everybody.